Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by the Liberty Times, Group of Seven, G7, leaders holding a summit in Evian-les-Bains, France, announced a joint objective to significantly reduce their dependence on China for critical minerals. These materials are essential for producing smartphones and other high-tech electronics. The G7 leaders stated in their declaration that by 2030, they aim to lower their reliance on any single supplier outside G7 members and partner countries for rare earths and permanent magnets to below 60%. The statement also expressed a long-term goal to further decrease this dependence to 50% as quickly as possible, a policy initiative supported by partner country Australia. In addition to resource security, G7 leaders addressed growing concerns surrounding the rapid rise of artificial intelligence. Following a working lunch with prominent AI industry executives, including OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei, G7 leaders urged digital service providers to develop and implement technologies to ensure a safe, secure, and age-appropriate online experience for minors. According to a report by the Liberty Times, U.S. President Donald Trump met with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the G7 summit, announcing that the United States and India are very close to reaching a major trade agreement. Trump praised Modi's negotiation skills, describing him as a very tough negotiator. In addition to his political capabilities, Trump also showered Modi with praise regarding his appearance and demeanor, humorously remarking that Modi is a highly handsome man who looks like an angel, while adding that in reality, he is tough like a killer. Following the meeting, Trump also commented to the media about his discussions with leaders of what used to be the G8. He expressed uncertainty over whether excluding Russia from the group, which led to the transition from the G8 back to the G7 after Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, was actually a good idea. According to Al Jazeera, the messaging platform Telegram has filed a legal challenge in a New Delhi court against an Indian government order that temporarily blocked access to its application. The Indian government imposed the ban to curb exam fraud following recent leaks of undergraduate medical school entrance exam papers. Telegram argues the ban is unconstitutional, grossly disproportionate, and represents an overbroad restriction on users' fundamental right to free speech. The company warned that permitting the ban to stand would allow for the indiscriminate suspension of digital services, resulting in a blanket shutdown for more than 150 million users in India. Telegram also pointed out that millions of students and educators rely on the platform to access study materials and communicate with institutions. Telegram founder Pavel Durov questioned the logic of the ban, stating it unfairly punishes the platform's user base instead of targeting the actual insiders responsible for leaking the exam materials. While India is Telegram's largest market by downloads, WhatsApp remains the dominant platform in the country. According to UPI, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a G7 joint statement backing the preliminary U.S.-Iran Memorandum of Understanding and calling for a more robust, comprehensive follow-on diplomatic agreement. The G7 leaders, meeting in Evian, France, strongly supported the deal to ensure Iran never acquires nuclear weapons. They also urged the involvement of more international partners, including the United Nations nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, and suggested that a multinational defensive initiative led by France and Britain could help secure the critical Hormuz Strait. While President Trump hailed the G7 summit as a great success and noted the deal was well received, he issued a stern warning just hours later. Speaking to reporters, Trump threatened to resume military airstrikes against Iran if it fails to comply with the agreement to his satisfaction. He clarified that the memorandum does not grant immediate sanctions relief, which remains contingent on Iran's future behavior, Additionally, Trump denied reports of a $300 billion reconstruction fund funded by Gulf nations, stating the U.S. would not contribute to such a fund but would not block other countries from investing. According to a comprehensive report by Sing Tao, Russia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced an entry ban on 103 Canadian citizens. This move is a direct response to the sanctions previously imposed on Russia by Canada. The blacklist includes Canadian members of parliament as well as former Canadian ambassadors to Russia and Ukraine. The Russian Foreign Ministry criticized Canadian politicians for actively harming Russia's rights and interests and undermining bilateral relations, while emphasizing that Russia has consistent respect for the Canadian people. The ministry expressed strong opposition to the current hostile stance of the Ottawa government. This diplomatic friction follows recent events where Canadian officials met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the G7 summit to announce a new round of anti-Russian sanctions. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.